So when I speak on my system, I can have the utmost confidence on it. Why? Because I've actually put this thing to the test and nobody can tell me nothing about it. You know what I mean? And right on time. Even though the max potential of this, yes, we can run and make that was a 1 to 12. We don't care about that. We're just stopping out at 1 to 3 and just taking our money and going. All right, folks. So the first thing you're gonna look at is this, all right? Using the same system. And this is exactly what we're gonna be doing and testing over here, right? If I jump back onto this right now. So the same system in March, after doing that backtest system, proved to make us 21. Right now, we're literally about to test February. So we're gonna see what those outcomes would be and see how it goes, right? So we just did the replay right now, and we're gonna test from right here straight up onto this blue line, which is March, the beginning of March. Simple as that. We're gonna use the same system and see if it proves profitable for this month as well. I literally just did GU, and last month it would have done 1,200. So March would have produced 1,200. February, we just did February on GU, and that would have turned out to be negative $100, right? So yeah, you can pick and choose and see how that would have worked. In other words, you would have just lost one trade out of the many trades that there were. So we're just gonna start on gold right now. Slow down the video so you can actually see how I'm taking the trades, what I'm doing, and what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for is very simple. I'm looking for a liquidity target top. I'm looking at the direction of the daily, looking at the 1 hour to create a liquidity target top, which would be indicated by our blue triangle, which is a part of the Anove indicator. Once it does that and confirms, that's when we get down to the lower time frame to look for a trade and trade through the same lower time frame one that produces. So instead of trading through this one, the high of this one, we trade through the high of the 5-minute one, which is going to give us a smaller stop loss, and then we're going for a 1 to 3, and that is all we're doing. So let's begin. So a part of the rules here now too, I only need to trade, as you're going to be seeing, I am only taking the blue ones that validate and are under the liquidity target top. If it's over, like this one right here, I won't take it. I'll just leave the trade to do whatever it's doing. So this very first one obviously is a win. So I'm just showing you exactly like what that would look like. But obviously I didn't even know if it were gonna win or not. I'm just trading the system. The reason why it doesn't matter is because we have clear-cut rules, so I can't fake it. I can't fake what the system is going to produce, and that's the reason why it would be easy, and that's the reason why it's good for me to be able to create a system that I can just hand off to you to use, and it's repeatable. You know what I mean? That's the whole purpose of this. There's no subjectivity. There's no, oh, well, if it does this, and then if you see that, then did it. No, it's okay. This happens, do this. This happens, do that. This happens, do that. If nothing matches up with that, you do not take any trades. Very simple, very straightforward, right? So let's get right back into the video. At the end of every session is when I register what happened for that day. Simple as that. That's all I'm doing. As you can see, this session right here, which started at 3 o'clock in the morning. So this is London session. This is exactly what this would have produced, and it finished around 8 o'clock in the morning. I give myself about an hour, and then I get back on here around 9 o'clock for New York session, and then I can start the trade from there. Then I have my money injection section, which is pretty much Asian, but starting from 8 o'clock in the night straight up until about 11. Simple as that. So let's go. Another thing to add here is that I'll take as many of the setups inside of here that it wants to give me. That's it. I'll take, so if, like how you saw me get into that one right there, beautiful. Now, if it came up and stopped again and would have given me another trade to go through, I would take that. I'd take as many of these that it wants to give me in here before it passes this. Because the likelihood is that if it even continues to do this, it's just gonna pass through this, right? And we're just hoping that it reaches that ratio of 1 to 3. This one was a very big one, as you can see, in comparison to this one right here. where the liquidity target top was right here, so it got us in right on time. Even though the max potential of this, yes, we can run and make that was a 1 to 12. We don't care about that. We're just stopping out at 1 to 3 and just taking our money and going, because it doesn't always do this, right? It'll literally sometimes come at 2.99 and then reverse, or even go to 3, maybe 3.1 and then fully reverse. So stick to your rules and make this thing work for you. Let's go. All right, cool. So we literally just finished the back test for February, and what a month that would have been if we were trading this exact same system. As you can see in March, which is this month, the wins were 13, losses were 18, which still wounded up to being a profit of 2100. But look at what February would have produced, which is obviously during this entire bull run right here. Of course, I was still trading the system from January 8th, right? But I wasn't trading it in the way that I am trading it right now, because we've modified it, we've made it better, we've done a lot of different things. We've taken the same approach, taken the same system or same indicator and approached it in different ways. And now that we realizing the best way to approach it is this way, now that you just saw me do with this entire back test here, this is the type of back testing that's required now to go and see whether or not this thing would be profitable or not. This is what you use data to do, or else what's the point of you collecting data? It's worthless to collect data and not do anything with the data, right? So with this back test, look at what we would have produced for February, right? And you can go back to January, go back to December. You take your time and go back and back test, right? That's you doing your due diligence. So when I speak on my system, I can have the utmost confidence on it. Why? Because I've actually put this thing to the test and nobody can tell me nothing about it. You know what I mean? So let's see what we would have produced, right? So obviously, if you were trading with $100 on this right here, you would have lost 2,800, and you would have gained 23 times 3 times 100. That's insane of growth for February, right? This would have just been one of those anomalies, like crazy runners, but it's not really that crazy. Gold, yes, was pushing, and you can do this for probably like the index funds and probably things that just move all the time. You can literally trade this same system and make crazy money on I can't say day-to-day basis, because as you just saw that I didn't get trades every single day on this, but you can get it on a frequent basis, month-to-month basis. So let's just open a calculator. Let's see what we would have been working with. So obviously 28, then boom, 23 times 3, because we're going for 1 to 3, as you obviously see. So 6,900. So that times 100. 6,900 minus 2,800. So just trading with $100 risk that month, February, you'd have made $4,100. Batshit crazy. So 6,900, and I'm gonna show you how we're gonna twist this whole thing up to make it make sense. All right, so what is this? 4 to 100. Yeah, so right now common sense will tell you this, right? If that was times, if you were using $1,000 to trade, that would have been $4,000 to $1,000 made on February alone. Where people were trying to short gold with this system, you'd have been taking this thing long the whole time. like without a doubt. As you can see, the highest time frame that I have here is the daily. The intermediate time frame would be my 1 hour to confirm which direction I want to go. So if I see it kind of going bearish, it doesn't phase me because my daily is still bullish. So I'm just waiting on my 1 hour to become bullish again. And then from there, I look at my 5 minute and enter from there. What that does is award me very tiny stop losses. As you can see in some of these trades here that literally run crazy. Obviously I can go back to even like, let's say these ones that run, and look at the damage they would have caused. Look, if I pull this one up all the way to the max potential here, this one went to 1 to 21. So you can see the potentiality of this system here, and this is just me saying I'm going for a 1 to 3. Of course, no matter what, if you change up the numbers, it creates a whole new dynamic. 1 to 2s would have produced probably more wins and probably more money made. And maybe a 1 to 1 would have definitely worked. Anything that made a 1 to 3 a success here automatically would make a 1 to 1 and 1 to 2. So you can obviously understand that. Some of the trades that you saw that run to even like 2.6, 2.7, 2.8 and then reverse, you would have already won those versus lost those trades on a 1 to 3. Also a part of the data, as you can understand, we didn't even go break even for any of these trades. And as you can see, some of them definitely came back to the zones and then left, and I ended up winning. So with that data now, you can go ahead and juggle. You can say, all right, cool, I want to see what happens if I go break even at 1 to 1 and then see what happens. You obviously will have to have a new category in here called break evens, where you might even have 10 break evens inside of that there, where you minimize losses, but then also you minimize the amount, or you kind of put a dent into how many wins you could get as well, because some of them might come back, stop you out, and then go back in your direction, and you might not get another entry. So the point is, this here system is absolute gold, no pun intended, because we're on gold right now. And this would have been the beginning of March, as you can see, where I did this back test up here, right? So obviously since March came down here, if I just go up to like the hourly time frame, or sorry, if I just even come out of the replay mode, and we can see this, obviously we were still long on gold. If you just went to like the weekly chart down here, you'd have seen that we were still bullish on this, and we are still bullish on this up to this day, up to this very moment. Right now, this is live price. We're fully bullish. We are bullish on gold. There's no reason to be bearish. If you go back on the daily, this is what we're looking at right now. Price is already pushing up. So looking on this, look on the 1 hour, we are already here. So far, this is exactly what we'd be looking at to get into the market right this very moment. All right, let me show you. If I go down to the 5 minute, we would be in our session right now, which is the money injection section. And guess what? We would be actively in this trade right now, in this very moment. We'd be actively in this trade right now. As you saw the entire system on repeat, I am looking for this trade right here. And it might go, it might not. I don't care. As you can obviously see, you will take way more losses than the ones that you win. But because you're going at a 1 to 3 ratio, you can afford to lose 3 trades if you just win 1. You understand? So think about it mathematically, and you can put sense to nonsense and realize like, okay, cool, this thing is definitely beneficial. And being that you can obviously now use higher time frame confluences and multi-time frame confluences and analysis, you can make this thing work. I know that's a mouthful of words right there, but break it down, it's very simple put. Eating fries on you, you know what I mean? A joke, man. But yeah, take it serious, look at the system. You can actually see exactly how I'm doing it. Slow down the video, go back and see it, and you can understand how I'm getting into the trades. I took so many just a while ago that you can literally slow this thing down, pause it, look at it, and say, okay, cool, this is exactly how he's getting into the trades. This is what he's doing, this is what he's looking for. And as a matter of fact, you might find something that I am not seeing that can even modify the system even more. That's the whole point of having a community. And then, by the way, talking about community, there's the Discord right there. As you can see down below, right now you can get the 7-day free trial. If you want the Innovate indicator, all you have to do is go ahead, sign up for it. The link is going to be in the description. Go ahead, sign up for it. You have the 7-day free trial where you can try it out, and if you don't like it, obviously you can leave. but the whole point is you get to see what the back testing is. You can back test it yourself. Right now in this trade, you'd be up almost a 0.1. I mean, almost one. All right, and price is moving. Right now we can sit here and look at this and to see how it plays out, but this is on the 5-minute chart. We do not have time for that. Look at how beautiful this is. As the same system where you can go ahead and study this and look at it. Every one of these plots, you can understand are liquidity target tops, or on the bottom would be liquidity target bottoms. Meaning this right here, from this swing high to this swing low, and then trading through it. Let me show you something. If I went down to the 15-second time frame and I was looking for a trade in here, what do you think I'd be seeing? Right? Make sense of it. What do you think I'd be seeing? So this is that same 5-minute trade, and this is what's happening right now. Look at what we're seeing. You'd have gotten into this trade, which would have failed. You'd have gotten into this one, which would have failed. You'd have gotten into, no, you wouldn't have gotten into that one. You wouldn't have gotten into this one either. But look at the beauty of this one. This one went perfectly. You'd have hit your 1 to 3. This is on a 15-second time frame, and look at where this thing is already at right now, 1 to 13. And remember, you'd be taking all of these that are in here that are pushing up, as long as it doesn't hit the liquidity target top as yet, as I said in the beginning of the video, right? So this thing is exponential. It works on all time frames. It works on all pairs. You obviously are gonna have fluctuations during the months, like gold that had such a successful run in the past 2 months, right? And reaching all-time highs and just doing some crazy stuff, right? As you can see, look at it on the 15-second right now. This thing is just pumping. Look at these. Look at the same thing. Liquidity target top. This was your entry. This one failed. Didn't plant the bearish one, so you could take this one, and you are currently up. You still hit that 1 to 3 right here. This is happening live price, so you can understand this. Watch the whole back testing thing now and go back and look at this. Look at this, is out of 1 to 4. And then you have people have the nerve to say, oh, day trading is a scam and stuff like that. It's not a scam. That's people who lacked discipline and people who did not know how to do this thing. You just face it. You did not know, just like me. I did not know at one point in time, and now I know. So now I can literally provide the information for you to do better with yourself, because you have a dream to trade. I did also, and that's what I'm actively doing. You know what I mean? So you can do so too. Big up yourself. Hopefully you learned something from this. Guidance and protection. Subscribe to the channel as well, and you can also still obviously join the Discord for free, where you still have the information there. And I provide trade analysis. I provide the signals where I do get into the trades, and just a whole lot more value is in the Discord, you know. So big up on yourself. Guidance. Peace.